I'll try to stick to my brief, but and be brief.
Well, for those that don't know Rusty Miller, he's a legend of the sport. Apparently still running over people down Coffs Harbour Way and Byron Bay Way. So Rusty, if you'd like to come up here, and I believe you can talk underwater, so if you'd like to come up here and say a few words, we'd love to hear from you.
Next year.
I just put this in here. Good to be here, and I know how much work there is to do in this kind of stuff. I just want to say last night I came up and was honored to be honored at Surfworld Foundation, so I want to contribute another thanks to Surfworld for a beautiful evening last night and your contributions to surfing. Thank you, Surfworld. I'll try to stick to my brief, but and be brief. But also want to say that the main thing about surfing is I've never really planned anything in my surfing life. I was explaining to my wife, which she's a very organized person, but I'm not very organized, and I'm just sort of like, when I sign my emails now, I go, my favorite expression is, in the subject thing, I go, surfing through life, Rusty. So that's all I've ever done. I've never really planned it. And tonight, when they, in my brief, they talk about performance surfing in my heyday. Well, I was just sort of, a situation in my life came up when my mother passed away when I was young. And I moved down to the foreshore, and my mother's best friend took over all the kids, and we lived right on the cliff and in Southern California, and it so happened it was 1953, and that's when I took up the endeavor, because I went down to the beach and these older fellows were down there, the lifeguards, and it was quite an amazing situation that I was thrown into, because they were the San Diego County lifeguards. Now I live about 20 miles north of San Diego. These guys were really original, amazing people. They were the real beach people, and I think my memories go back to them, and my hearts go to what they gave me, because, for instance, my sisters rented during the beach concession, rented the surf mats. So I started off with the surf mats, and then these lifeguard fellows who came up from San Diego were ex-Navy guys who had been in the war. And they lived in their vans. They lifeguarded for California. And California, of course, the lifeguard service is very well paid. And it's quite a professional job. They have good lifeguard towers, good vehicles. So I sort of grew up next to these guys, and they had been to all these places around the world. They'd been to Tahiti. They'd been to the islands. They were, when my parents were talking about, oh, you know, we don't want you to be a beach bum, when I started hanging around the beach. Well, these guys were such good people in the water. They were full-time watermen, you know. They had been in underwater demolition teams. They'd been on submarines. They traveled to Tahiti, Hawaii. They went to Hawaii every year. So those are the guys that brought me up on the beach, and it was a little different. So tonight, when we talk about performance surfing, I started out